with your girl Adeola. Did you hear the news that they cancelled an election in Kenya? Kenya cancelled their August 8th presidential election. For that, the Supreme Court cited irregularities and ordered a new poll within 60 days. Now, while the opposition is jubilating left and right, they are dancing. The rest of us in Africa, we were like, did this just happen? As in, there is still an African country where the system actually works? Where the court is bigger than politicians, that judges, not soldiers, but judges would overturn the result of an election. And then on top of that, the president, Uhuru Kenyatta, came out and gave a speech. The guy was like, okay, I don't like this, but I respect it. I was like, woo!
That it is important for us as Kenyans to be respecters of the rule of law. I personally disagree with the ruling that has been made today. But I respect it as much as I disagree with it. I respect it.
Oh, Lord, did he just ask like, my God, this is what we call democracy.
My primary message today to every single Kenyan is peace. Let us be people of peace. Kenyans,
honestly, move closer, move every Kenyan. I don't care whether you are for Raila or for Kenyatta. If you're a Kenyan, move closer to the screen. You guys have no idea. Like for real, I respect your country. You guys are setting some serious examples for the rest of us, including the giants of Africa. Yes, Nigeria, yeah, we call ourselves the giants, but you don't understand where I'm coming from. You may not understand, but in some countries, like Nigeria, by now there'll be riots. In fact, no judge would ever overturn the result of an election against a sitting president. The fact that they will do this and the president would concede peacefully, with this, Kenya has done what no other African country has ever done. Honestly, we're impressed that you go this length just to uphold free, fair, and credible election in Kenya.
Na tukimaliza na uchaguzi, hawa watu tutadeal na wao.
Wait, which one is this? Did the man change his mind? I thought he was calling for peace just now. So now he's saying he wants to deal with the judiciary if he wins the second election. Father,
we have a problem with our judiciary, but regardless, we respect, but we shall revisit.
And don't think that because our friends shout and we keep quiet, that we are scared of you. No, we are not.
As a Supreme Court, they cannot overturn the will of the people. Like even Maraga thinks he can overturn the will of the people. We shall show you in 60 days that the will of the people cannot be overturned.
See, this is my problem with African leaders. You were doing so well, my God. We were all praising you just now for calling for peace. Of course, we'll be following the new election whenever it would happen. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So while Kenya is trying to uphold their democracy, did you guys hear what my uncle said last week? Oh, father! So wait a minute. We're talking about serious issue here. What is wrong with you? Change it. Oh, thank God. If I come after you today, put something. Thank you very much, Uncle Dino. You're welcome to this show. So anyway, last week, Dino Melaye admitted that he and other politicians have failed Nigerians. That they failed us. So I said, but Uncle, like, it's nice to see you. But seriously, in case you are watching, we've been saying this for years. Where have you been? You are just realizing. So, my dear, did anything change after he made that statement? Like, did he say, okay, so because we have failed you, this and this is what we will do differently? Nothing. He did not say things like, I will stop spending money on fancy cars. I will actually do something meaningful to affect people's life. He didn't say anything like that. He did for that. So it was just politics. Eh? You see what I'm saying? Oh, you mean it? He went to London for carnival? For that.
For those of you who are here, you better come back home, because very soon, by the grace of God, we will be better.
You see? Stop it. Stop it. You didn't have to play. By the way, Uncle Dino Melaye, this whole Adeola I Know Yes song that you are singing everywhere, do you seriously think that it's funny? Like, does he really think this is funny? I don't think it's funny. Is it me, or did anybody else hear people calling him a thief when he was talking at the carnival?
Very soon. So I congratulate Nigeria, and I say there's no country like Nigeria.
I'll tell you, I trust course, Nigerians, you know, I do well, representing everywhere. God bless you, Jari. Anyway, it reminds me of the people from Gabon. They also embarrassed one of their ministers that was eating out in Paris. They were saying that the guy is having a good time while people were starving back home.
Qui nous a traité de enlève tes lunettes. Tu te prends on a fini d'être des migrants. Maintenant, les migrants, on fait comment? Ce sont des criminels. Doudou, c'est toi hier. Non, attends. Tu me connais.
Thank you very much for playing that. You see what I'm saying? Africans are no longer taking it sitting down. Meanwhile, as you guys have heard, JAMB has reduced their cutoff mark to 120. They said because students are failing. Hey, father, I'm telling you, was it not 200 or 220 when we were in school? Do you remember? Those of you that had to take JAMB 4 times because of the cutoff mark, how do you feel hearing that they brought us down to 120? Instead of reducing cutoff mark, when will Nigeria invest in quality education? I mean, look, everything is theory, you know, so. Remember secondary school where we were doing PHE? Physical education, we learned how to swim without having a swimming pool in our school. Imagine when a teacher is teaching you how to swim and he doesn't know how to swim. He has never been inside a pool in his life. We didn't have a swimming pool and we were learning how to swim, you know, backstroke, side stroke. We still didn't know how to swim after, but we passed. Yeah, you understand? We would use textbooks that are 10 years old. You know, for chemistry, the chemistry lab, we don't have all the equipment. Everything was crammed. All theory, no practice, except home economics. I remember that one. We used to cook. So, which is why there are plenty bookers in Nigeria, because everybody knows how to cook. It's a good thing. Anyway, a lot of people resorted to cheating. I'm not saying that cheating is right, but for real, people are cheating in Nigeria. In fact, despite the fact that they reduced the cutoff mark to 120, people are still failing. Upon all the cheating, they don't even hide it anymore. They will take their children to one remote village like this to write WAEC so that they can cheat. Our education system has rotten. That is the main issue. It has rotten to the level where saying that you studied something in the university doesn't mean that you know anything. And you know, the problem starts with the teachers. The quality of teaching staff that we have in Nigeria today is very, very poor. There are teachers, no offense, but there are teachers that don't know anything about what they are teaching. Somebody will study engineering, they couldn't find a job, and they start teaching mathematics. So they were not trained to be teachers. A lot of our teachers were not trained to be teachers, and a lot of people that were trained to be teachers, they cheated their way through. How are they supposed to be good teachers when the teacher cannot speak good English? How do you blame the students? No offense, but I've seen students who studied computer science for 4 years and they don't know how to operate a computer because everything was theory the whole time they were in school. There was no practical. Someone told me that he studied broadcasting and he's never held a video camera. I was like, what kind of broadcasting did you study? So now they reduced the cutoff mark just to get their children to school. I said, now wow, instead of working on the standard of education. Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for this girl, 15-year-old, Ikeoluwa Abioye, who made 9 A1s in WAEC and also 305 in JAMB. Some people are struggling to make 120, including this one. Nothing, I don't know, you were taking JAMB several times. Anyway, we are so proud of this girl. Hopefully the government will give her full scholarship. But the truth of the matter is, we need to work on the quality of education in Nigeria. This is very important. And it's not just for those that will teach our children, including those that are representing the government. You know, our politicians, our senators especially, so that they can know the difference between certificates and degrees. This is very, I didn't ask you to put up his photo. Take it down, take it down. Sorry, Yari Uncle Dino. Put it back up. We are talking about him. So that people like him can know the difference between certificates and degrees. Our quality of education is so messed up. It's affecting us everywhere, disgracing us. Have you seen what a graduate wrote on social media recently? This is a graduate of Gateway Polytechnic in Sapade, Ogun State. He said the journey of 1,000 male began white a step, Bodara, father, to become a man is not a day job. No one, no tomorrow. As in Eno, I came, I saw, I cancer. Ah, you cancer, not me. He cancer. Say, yo, this is a graduate, a Nigerian graduate. You see how they are embarrassing us? And now they lowered the thing to 120. Everybody just enter university. This is absolutely sad. We need to work on the quality of our education in Nigeria. Anyway, you guys not know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So I had to talk about this next story because this is becoming too rampant in Nigeria, and again, it could happen to anybody. Another demolition happened in Lagos without warning. 16 properties at Lagoon View Estate in Ikorodu were demolished. Now, this is not even a slum, and I'm not saying that it's right for the government to destroy slums, but these are people who bought lands and built houses on the land. You didn't sue them when they bought the land. You didn't say anything when they were building the homes. You waited until they're already living in some of the homes, and all of a sudden you show up and you demolish the place. Like, who does that? This only happens in Nigeria, and it needs to stop. Those who got notice said that it was posted on a rainy day, 6 days to the demolition, that they should leave. Now, most of the owners said that they didn't get any notice, and it's possible that it was washed away by the rain. I don't know. But whether they serve notice or not, that is not how you do it. You don't just post something on the wall and in 6 days' time start destroying people's homes. Why do we have courts in Nigeria? Apparently, a very rich person who has refused to show his face or her face till now was the one that claimed that he or she bought the land where the estate is located 30 years ago, and because of that, the Lagos State Government Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development sent 36 soldiers, fully armed, and about 50 area boys to escort their men to go and demolish these people's houses. And now they've been protesting.
They came with armed men on the 16th of August and they demolished our property. We have been living in this place for many, many years. And we have several properties to the tune of over ₦1 billion that was brought down by bulldozers. As yet, we do not know who is responsible for this. Neither do we know who is taking our land.
What kind of country is this where you will buy the land from the government, you will build a house, and then someone from nowhere will show up and say that they bought the land 30 years ago? Sometimes you pay the government, but you still have to pay our money. You know, some people call them land grabbers. These are people that will come and say that their great-great-great-great-grandfather was the one that owned the land. So you understand? So you pay the government, you have to pay people. It's so sad what people are going through. A lot of innocent people are suffering. And how do you tell me that the government has not been compromised in this case? Because we still don't know the person claiming to own this land, but government officials went there to demolish the house with the soldiers as escort. Eyewitnesses said that when the soldiers came, that they were drunk and that they kept shooting as the demolition was going on, preventing homeowners from taking pictures or filming the demolition. Unconfirmed sources said that the soldiers had been bribed with ₦5 million. I don't know how true that is, but they must have been paid something for them to come and demolish the homes. Now, there was one woman that day that said that she was nursing a 2-month-old baby, and when she realized that the house was being demolished, by the time she ran out to check what was happening and come back to pick up her baby, she said that she barely made it out alive. Now, this is not peculiar to Lagos or Abuja. Did you not hear about what happened in Owerri at Ekweku Owerri market? Soldiers came in, police, they came in to demolish the market in broad daylight. Now, they said that they've served these people notice for a long time. I'll still talk about that later. But how do you demolish a market in broad daylight when you know that people will be there to sell, to buy? And then on top of that, they were shooting sporadically. Do you know that 3 people were reportedly killed that day? The government is denying it, but at least we saw the picture of a 10-year-old boy that was shot. Seriously, is that really necessary? Police shooting anyhow, soldiers shooting anyhow, when you know that people are there? And before I go on, let me just say, my people, please, if you've been served notice, please don't keep quiet. Don't say, oh, maybe they won't. They will come. They will come to demolish the place. You need to take action. If you get any notice, whether you deserve it or you don't deserve it, that's when you go to your lawyer. That's when you go to the government house. As a matter of fact, go to town planning, the town planning office. Make sure that the property that you bought or the land that you bought is not in violation of any physical planning by the government. Do not ignore any notice. You know, Nigerian government, they will do whatever they say they want to do. They will come, they will demolish. So don't ignore it. And don't wait until they demolish. Now, for the people whose homes were demolished in Lagos, some of the property owners are living in the US. Now, these people are going crazy here in the US because they just don't understand how someone can just show up and demolish their property without suing them or without them getting any notice. I spoke with one of them building a hotel, and the hotel is already at roofing level. This woman said, Adeola, this is the money saved from 11 years of laboring in America, working in winter time and in summertime. She told me that her security guard guard that she put at the property, as soon as the soldiers came and they started demolition, her security guard picked up his phone to call her here in the US, and the soldiers took his phone, and not just that, they bundled him and put him in their truck. Can you imagine? Another of the property owners in that same estate lives here in New York. The man said that he only decided to go and build in Nigeria because the senior special assistant on foreign affairs and diaspora came to the US and said that Nigerians abroad should come and invest back home, that things are now working. He said that is why he invested though. Now the man is in shock. You know how hard it is to make money in this America. You can't just embezzle money like some people will do in Nigeria. No offense, but you basically have to work hard for your money. Now for you to work so hard for 11 years and invest in Nigeria and you get the call someday all your investment is gone. Can you imagine? For real, it would be good for the government to have a way of ensuring people that if you come to invest back home, your investment will be protected, especially if you are not connected to powerful people. Sure, you understand? Now the government of Lagos must listen to the cries of these people, and not just them, so many others that are in their situation. The government needs to handle the land issue thing better than they are doing, and Governor Okorocha needs to stop telling people that nobody died. We are seeing pictures of the boy that was killed, and the governor is still insisting that nobody died. Also, my people, please, you need to be very careful when you are buying a land, especially in Lagos, in Abuja, anywhere. First of all, make sure that you get your C of O before you even start building. It has come to that point, but you know, sometimes even that doesn't help. Like the woman that was building the hotel in Nigeria, she said that her C of O had been approved before they demolished her house. She even sent me all the documents that they have sent her. Upon all of it, they destroyed her property. You know, when some people tell me that they don't want to go back to Nigeria, I don't blame them because you don't know people's stories. But you know, it doesn't have to be like that. And hopefully these people get justice. And you know, for the family members of those that were killed when they demolished the market in Owerri, I just cannot imagine what they're going to. It doesn't make any sense at all. You guys not doing much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to South Africa, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for these boxing grandmas. You see, this is why I do karate. Who? This women main business. If somebody tried to attack me, I will punch him really.
If somebody tried to attack me, I will punch him really. Really, I will hit him badly.
I just love this woman. You know, the most important lesson for me in that video is them saying that they feel strong, that they don't feel tired when they box.
I used to go to the clinic for my high blood pressure. I used to get sick sometimes, never get up. But when I start here with Jim, I'm not taking tablets anymore because when I go for checkup, they say no more high blood pressure.
Isn't that nice? I love that. There are some grannies in Kenya that are also doing the same thing, so you cannot mess with them. No. Tell them, my mother. You see, I just love this woman. I'm so proud of this woman. So if you're a senior citizen, hey, don't say that, well, I'm old. You know, this is good for you actually, and you can always defend yourself. Kudos to this woman, Jare. Go and learn your karate is what I'm trying to say. Hey, oops, my bad.
Growing up in Kenya, my sister and I were very close. But like any sisters, we fought a lot. She always got new clothes, and I always got hand-me-downs. Now she's putting her children through school in Kenya. We still fight sometimes, especially when I send money for the kids. I tell her, buy some clothes for the younger one, and we both laugh.
With nearly 500,000 locations, our app and online, this is moving money for better.
Alright y'all, it's been real, and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next week, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out!